get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2 gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 2 gang, y'all, let's get it. Like, just swag, y'all, let's get it. Let's go. Man, that joke was crazy, man. He was like, yeah, so, like, I'm gonna handle business, bro. Like, he's snapping out. Like, he won't snap him, but like he was very passionate about what he was saying, y'all. So I'm just like, I said, man, listen, man. I said, bro, you gotta understand, bro. I was like, man, I got about 9 years left to do, bro. I got about a 9 ball left to do. I was like, bro, just chill, bro. What you doing, bro? I was like, you about to go to the crib? I said, bro, I wish I could switch and have your release date, bro. He was like, man, look, I'm gonna get out there, man. But look, I still gotta do my bid because, like, I ain't gonna be around no cowards on that red team, man. That's just what it is. Where I come from, everybody go. Everybody, all the red team go. I said, like, man, hold on, man. I said, man, can I ask you a question, man? He was like, what? I said, didn't you tell me you want? I said, you ain't in the red team, right? He was like, man, look, I'm affiliated. I'm about to get in when I get out. I said, bro, you not acting like you trying to get out. I said, you're not acting like you trying to get out, man. He was like, man, look, all I'm saying is this, man. Like I don't want nobody soft around me. That's just what it is, man. The sergeant ain't gonna find out about that because that was red team business. He ain't gonna put that out there. He already know what time it is. I'm like, this junk crazy, man. He was like, man, just chill out, relax, man. You good, man. You good, man. Like, you know, I ain't gonna bring no drama to the cell. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna bring no drama to the cell. So I'm like, all right, man. You know what I mean? So I let it go. I ain't want to say the whole lot to him because, you know, everybody has their own path. Everybody has their own mind. Everybody has their own life. So, like, they going to do what they want, basically. Like, I can tell a dude to stay out of the way 1,000,000 times, but they going to make their own decision. That's what it be, man. So I'm like, man, you right. You know what I mean? You right, man. So I let it go. You know what I mean? So we ain't come back out no more. So when we come back out, this is my word. The sergeant come to the pod. He looking around. He like, first he was just doing like this. He was like, and the lady closed all the doors. My roommate didn't come out. I didn't notice this at first. So I'm sitting out in the pod. I'm looking around like, I'm looking at the sergeant. He did his rounds. He was like, when he got by 22, he go up the steps. He went up the steps like a real old head sergeant. He was like, you get up the steps. My cell, the first cell after he go down, he like, I see him go like this with a walkie-talkie. 44 say, he put his body in the jump. You know what I mean? You can't hear what he's saying, but he's saying something to my roommate. You know what I mean? He in there, cause my roommate. I look around. I'm like, oh, my roommate in there. So he's saying something to him. He talking to my roommate. So they having a conversation. You know what I mean? I don't know what the conversation about, but I'm just like, man, the conversation was just going on for a minute. You know what I mean? So I walk up the stairs. The lady was like, cell break. So everybody just, you know what I mean? So I go up the stairs. I'm being nosy for real. So I walk down and jump. When I get down there, the sergeant was right there. So he had moved out of the way if I can get in. So when I come in, my roommate's sitting in my box. Like, you know what I mean? Because 44 cell is the best cell. 44 and 22, those are the best cells that you can have if you don't want nobody to look in your room. You know what I mean? Now, it's not a good cell to have because if you're doing dirt, they can run down on you ASAP because you're right by the back door. If you're in 22 downstairs or if you're in 44 upstairs, the back door is your next door neighbor. So, like, if you're doing dirt, it's not a good move. But as far as nobody can look in your room, that's what makes those cells good. So, like, when I walked to the jump, he was like, man, he ain't here trying to preach. The sergeant was like, man, look, I ain't gonna tell you, man. I'm just trying to tell you, man. Look, we hear about everything, man. Keep your hands off people, man. Don't put your hands on nobody, man. Like, because that ain't gonna get you nowhere. I'm trying to see you go home in February, man. You ain't got long. All you gotta do is just chill out. Why you think I move you up here with White? White trying to get to Lawrenceville, right. I was like, yeah, I ain't staying in this junk, man. Where y'all got this count? I ain't staying in this junk, man. You know what I mean? So I ain't want to be in their business too much. So I get my little cup and I peel out. So he talked to my roommate all the way to cell break was done, and he left. My roommate came out. Boom, my roommate come out. He comes standing in the park. He looking in the park. He like this. He like, watching everything. He like, after the talk with the sergeant, I guess that was, you know what I mean? It calmed him down a little bit, man. So he was all out in the park. He was standing up looking crazy. Then he went and sat on the table. You know what I mean? So he's sitting on the table. I walked up. I was like, what's up? You good, Pope? He was like, yeah, I'm good, man. I was like, what the sergeant talking about, man? He was like, man, you know he in there trying to keep me out of trouble, man. Like, I said, man, listen, man, like, I don't know how I feel to be somebody that's about to go home. I said, because that's all I've been seeing was dudes go home since I caught my time. So I was like, how does it feel to be able to know that you go home in months, bro? How does it feel, man? I'm going to ask you, man. I haven't asked a lot of people this question. He was like, be honest with you, Weezy, it feel the same. It feel like I'm still in penitentiary. It feel like I'm still going to have to do my bid. It still feel like I'm going to have to still eat this food. I said, bro, listen, you only have to do those things until your release date comes. Then those things are gone. He was like, yeah, true. But like, to answer your question, it just feel regular. Like, it don't feel like I got a magic release date or I'm short and I'm about to go to the crib. Like, it don't feel like that to me. You know what I mean? So I'm just being honest with you. I feel you, man. I said, but you got to understand. I said, you got any kids? He was like, I ain't got no kids. I was like, you got any siblings? He was like, yeah, I got 4 siblings. I said, your mom and dad still living? He was like, yeah, my mom and dad still living. All my family good. Thank God I ain't get no bad news while I was locked up. I said, well, bro, you don't think they miss you, bro? I said, I know my family miss me, bro, every day. I said, you don't think your family miss you, man? He was like, I mean, look, this is what I'm saying, though. Like, they'll bring my nephew to come see me. He like a teenager, so like he be getting in trouble in school. He was like, man, you know what I told him? I said, what? He said, man, I told him, keep on messing up. You gonna end up like your uncle in here. That's what's gonna happen. Keep messing up. You gonna end up like me, right in this place. I said, bro, that was good advice. I said, but you can't be in here trying to meet your nephew up here, man. Like, you gotta make it out to save him. I said, you say young, right? He was like, yeah. I said, well, you gotta make it out to save him, bro. I said, you gotta get out there. He was like, man, look, I'm gonna get out, man. I'm gonna make that release date, man. But I gotta still do me though, Weezy, man. Like, I don't push nothing to nobody. Like, I'm just gotta do me. Me doing me, it's just me doing me. That's it, man. That's it. I'm like, man, I get it, man. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm trying to, since you my celly, you seem like a cool dude, bro. I said, I know we just met. I just want to see you go to the crib, though, Poe, man. I was like, 'cause for real, bro, like I'm fighting to feel like I'm to go to Lawrenceville just to make my time easier. I said, if I had a little bit of time left in a block like this, I said, man, I'd be going to the crib, man. So boom. So we kicked it some more, you know what I mean? We roommates, so we can talk, you know what I mean? So I dipped, I ain't talking to death. A couple of dudes from the red team came over there and started talking to him. The same dude he beat up, he came over there and hollered at him. So they all over there talking. I let him talk, you know what I mean? I let him handle his business. So they all, you know what I mean? They handling their business. So I guess one of the red team members, they called their big homie. I guess their big homie knew who Pope Peoples was. And the only reason I say that is because when I seen the red team dude get on the wall phone, he got on the wall phone. While he was on the wall phone, he handed the phone to my roommate. And my roommate was like, yeah, who you be? Yeah, look, I'm Poe. I'll come up under that. He started talking, we come up under. Like, yeah, I come up under such and such. Yeah, those my big homies, yeah. But they got locked up. Yeah, they home now, yeah, but I ain't coming under nobody but them. And that's when I get home. So like, I'm affiliated, I rep the red, but like I ain't fully in though. So like whatever they said to him, or whatever it was, I don't know what it was, but the conversation went smooth. You would think the conversation would be like, yo, bro, listen, stay out of red team business, bro, unless you're red team. Wait till you get on the street, then you can handle red team. But no, the conversation went smooth because he handed the phone back to dude, and the dude was like, all right. He on the phone though. He told my roommate, he was like, man, like if you know those big homies, then you know, man, I rock with you, like, you know. So it was like he got stamped. He got stamped by some other dudes, but they knew who his peoples was. And it usually it'll be like that. Dudes will find out who you come under, who's your big homie, and then dudes will do their homework and math from there. So like he was stamped. He wasn't part of the red team, y'all, but he was part of the red team, y'all. So boom. I still didn't understand it, man. But like, you know, he about to go to the crib, man. Like, I'm just hoping that he can make it. You know what I mean? I'm just hoping that he can make it out. So everything was going good. You know what I mean? Like he won't wild and we'll come in the cell, me and him start playing dominoes. Cause I used to have the dominoes in there from when I used to play my roommate. So he seen them at the bottom of my bed. He was like, I do that. So me and him would bang out the dominoes every time we locked down. If it wasn't the late lockdown, we would play. You know what I mean? Me and him would kick it, and more and more and more as the days was going by, he was starting to be a dude that was staying out the way. He wasn't wilding out. He wasn't doing nothing crazy. And I respected that, man. Like, cause moving right is important in prison, y'all. It's important, especially when you about to go to the crib, man. So like, you got to be able to be a dude that know the difference, man. Like, yeah, I'm still locked up, but I got a release date. And it's right here, so I gotta be able to switch it up and become a model citizen because getting out is more important than anything. So that's what he was doing. He was chilling. He was cool with the red team now, and won't nothing getting in his way. So I can remember, I don't know what it happened. We all started going outside, working out. You know what I mean? Messing with him, he got me working out now. Now he would work out in the cell. He told me, he was like, look, sometimes I'm gonna do push-ups in the cell when you ain't in here, but I'm gonna make sure I clean up right out there. I ain't gonna have the cell stinking. Oh, all right, do your thing. So he went from that. Then when it got super hot, dudes started going outside. So that's when, like, for real, I would go outside and wail every now and then around this time right here, because you all know I'm chilling. I ain't got no lala on my system. So I would go outside and run with the old head sometime, or I'll go outside and work out every now and then. But my roommate, he also like, yeah, let's work out. Da, da, da. So I'm like, I'm gonna do one of your workouts one day. So he had a little red team members, and he wanted me and my homeboy to get in this little workout. So we got in this workout outside. We was on yard 2. We got in this little workout, decent workout, you know what I mean? Push-ups, pull-ups, dips, like those 3 sets all in one, man. Like that joint is major. So like you do your push-ups by somebody holding your back of your legs, they let your legs go, they get in the front, they grab your legs, let you do your back arms. After you do your back arms, they let your legs go, then you do your dips. That's 1 set. So I was doing that with them, and it was super hot outside. So when it was time to go back in, dudes be having a bag already tied to the shower. I said this before too in the story. Like, dudes would do that to let people know that, like, I'm getting in the shower. Even if people was in the shower, dudes would still come because it was like a gate. Each shower has a gate, except those last showers, that's the cowboy doors. But the first 4 showers, the 2 upstairs and the 2 downstairs, they have like a gate, like a door with a chuck hole. You know what I mean? Why is there a chuck hole in there? They wanted the CO toboggan to get knocked off, but it was like a gate. It looked like a little fake gate, you know what I mean? But it has a hole in the middle, and dudes will go tie their shower bag to the shower, and they'd be like, yo, like, you know what I mean? Dudes will run back. So if ain't nobody in the shower, or if it's somebody in the shower, dudes will be like, yo, I'm after you, get my bag right there. Or if it ain't nobody in the shower, dudes will run and get in the joint. You know what I mean? So it all depends. Either way, it was a situation that could get stupid fast. And just on the strength that we was in a better block, you didn't see a lot of people arguing about this, but this always was an argument in penitentiary because somebody always went against what somebody was doing, and people arguing about the state stuff, man. So we working out. So they opened the door, they opened the gate for us to go back. So I dipped. I'm trying to get in the shower, you know what I mean? I got my shower bag down by the showers downstairs. I don't got enough time to run upstairs and do it. No, I'm running straight to the joints downstairs. So I run the joint downstairs with somebody in the joint. I'm like, bro, I'm after you right here. Yeah, you after me. I'm like, all right. So I'm just standing by cell 11, by cell 12, by that back window. And I'm just standing there like this, you know what I mean? Just waiting on the shower. I'm like, you know what I mean? Just standing there, I'm like, and I just hear somebody say, hey, man, hey, look, nah, I'm next. Nah, you ain't getting in there. Nah, I'm going in. Nah, that's me, homie. You ain't going in there. So I'm like my roommate. So I do like this. I was like, because they right over top of me. I was like, he was like, he got his shirt off again. He like, yeah, I'm getting in there. I'm getting in there. So it was a dude already in the shower. But my roommate was saying he was next. It was another dude who had his shower bag tied to the door was saying he was next. Now the dude who was saying he was next was a dude from Tidewater. Now the dude from Tidewater wasn't no slouch either, but like I say, everybody in chill out mode. Now I promise you, man, my roommate was like, man, nah, man, hell nah, hell nah. My roommate was like, nah, no sir, no sir. Like I said, they over top of me. Man, I promise you, man, I looked. All I seen was a shower bag. Phew. Man, that junk flew off the top tier and went that way, y'all. So boom, he threw the man bag off the top tier. I promise you, he threw the man bag. That's all you saw was powder, because the dude had powder in his joint. You know, dudes that had their whole hygiene in there. The hygiene they hygiene up with, that'll all be in the bag. Your clothes, your hygiene, that's in the bag. He threw the man bag. All you seen was the powder. He had the gold bomb powder. That joint said, poof. That joint looked like LeBron was about to play. That's what that joint looked like, man. It was powder everywhere with the bag that dropped that. So everybody like, so dude was like, man, you dropped my bag, man. You dropped my bag, man. So he was like, what's up? What's up? What you trying to fight? I'm getting in the shower next. Yeah, we can fight though. Yeah, we can fight or whatever you want to do. Yeah, whatever you want to do. So let me know before I get in the shower what we gonna do. What's up? Let me know. So I'm like, I want to go out there and be like, yo, bro, but it's too far. He threw the man bag over the top tip. Like, what do you want me to do? I can't go over there and get that situation ironed out like that. It's already going down. Like, I'm like, everybody like, man, we should get your roommate, man. I'm like, no, I'm not getting in the middle of that, man. I was like, man, my roommate is a maniac, bro. I'm not getting in that, man. He like, yeah, so what's up? Let me know, dude. Like, man, I guess dude thinking about it, dude, like, man, I'm ready to say F this pod, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this joint ain't right. This joint ain't right. And I was like, this joint crazy, man. So dude was like, man, look, man, you threw my bag, man. Look, I ain't going for that, man. We can fight, man. What's up? What's up? He was like, what cell we going in? Dude was like, come in my cell. Dude slept right by the shower in 33. Now, I promise you, man, I'm like this. I'm looking. CO ain't paying no mind. Everybody in the pod know what's going on, though. I look, I'm like, shh, my word. My roommate got the door, went and took off his little shoes, the state shoes that he was working out in. Went and threw his Nikes on, you know what I mean? Threw the Nikes on. Threw the Nikes on. This is my word. He come down the tail like this. He like, because he got to come away from 44, straight directly ahead. 33 is directly ahead. He come walking down from my cell like this. He like, red team come out there. They like, what's up? You good? He like, so the other dude, people, I mean, he like, dude get the cell right. It's word. They went in that jump. I couldn't see it, but I heard it. All you heard was push, 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 that joint sounded crazy. That joint sounded like a fight on Street Fighter, yo. So boom. I was like, what the? They in there going at it, so everybody hear the noise. Like, everybody in the pod, like, who that fight? Like, man, that's Weezy roommate, man, that big dude. I'm like, shh. So they had that joint wrecking. My word, they had that joint wrecking. So dudes were, all right, that's enough. That's enough. So they get my roommate. He come out the cell like, yeah. I hit hard, don't I? And I'm still gonna get in the shower. Ha ha ha. He laughed. He like, ha ha ha. I'm still getting in the shower. Yeah. So he went and hopped in the shower. I'm like, he gotta be a prime maniac to go get in the shower, man, after fighting. Like, I'm like, this dude is freaking mere mortal. I'm like, man, he out of control. So the other dude come to the door. He ain't really messed up. He ain't messed up. He like, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, he bet you ain't gonna touch my bag no more. My roommate like, yeah, well, don't get in my way no more. Yeah, don't get in my way no more. So I'm like, this junk crazy, man. So we locked down. My roommate come to the door all late. You know what I mean? Because he got in the shower late. So he go, they about to count. He come in the cell. He come in the joint. He like, man, how I go from working out to fighting, man? I'm tired. I don't know what, Weezy, man. I'm super tired. I'm like, he was like, what? I said, bro, you a maniac, bro. I said, bro, you threw the man bag over the tail, bro. He was like, he got serious fast. He was like, yeah. Was I wrong? I was like, bro, like, I mean, you throw my bag over the tail, we rumbling. Like, he was like, man, me too. Shit, nigga throw my shit. He said, that's why I threw it. He said, man, that nigga was talking big shit up there by that shower, man. That nigga was talking about he next and he ain't gonna move and this and that. He ain't gonna do this and that. He was like, man, fuck that nigga, man. He was like, man, we went in there, yeah, we threw some punches and he tried to wrestle me. He can't handle me. I threw him around. He tried to throw me around. He was like, yeah, I could have went way crazy on him. He said, yeah, he got that though. He got that. I was like, man, listen, man, just let it go, bro. I was like, man, just let it go, man, because for real, bro, like, you don't want the sergeant to find out about what's going on. Then he mess around and move you in an even worse place than this. Then you gonna really have to show some action and do all that because you ain't gonna go for nothing that's going on in the other spots. He was like, man, Weezy, man, I can do mines in the saltine box, man. Like, I don't care where you put me at, man. Like, for real, I don't care, man. I feel like if God want me to go home in February, I'm gonna go home in February, man. But if it ain't my time, that means somebody done got me wrong in this motherfucker. And if a nigga get me wrong in this motherfucker, I gotta handle business, Weezy. I'm like, shh, say no more, bro. You know what I mean? I just felt like I was at a point where I can't talk to this guy. Like, you can't talk to him. He's a psychopath, man. You can't talk to him about nothing, man. So I was done with the conversation, man. So this was morning time wreck that this had happened, man. So they counted, and it was time to come back out. They popped the door for us to come back out after the 11 o'clock count. So we come back out. As soon as we come back out in the pod, lady was like, stand by for child. Stand by for child. Y'all don't stand by for child. Stand by for child. So everybody was getting ready. You know what I mean? I went back upstairs, got my shirt, came back downstairs. My homeboys was like, hey, man, your roommate, you about to be in the cell dolo again. I was like, bro, I think I am, bro, because they just moved a freaking maniac in my room, bro. I was like, this man about to go to the crib and still moving like that. My homeboy was like, that's what I don't understand. Like, he about to go to the crib moving like that. I'm like, bro, the man said he ain't used to being short. I say, when everybody goes home, they're not used to being short. But goddamn it, you're short, man. So boom, when you about to go to the crib, you short. Like, what's the? I was done with it, man. So lady put us on standby for child. Everybody waiting. They got spaghetti over there. Everybody going. Sausage Tuesday had the spaghetti with the garlic bread game. I'm taking the season pack game over that junk. Spice that joint up a little bit. So everybody waiting. Everybody waiting for child. So they call exit out. So we exiting out. Boom, we exiting out the junk. This is my word. When I look back, I see my roommate. He like a little bit behind me. He like a little bit, like just a little bit of people behind me, but it be so many people coming out the joint, like it be tight getting out the slider of the pod. And then when you get to like the steps is definitely narrow. So it takes a lot. It takes time for people to get through that door and down the steps. So as I'm getting down the steps, I'm like, this joint crazy, man. I'm like, man, this joint wild, man. I'm like, this joint, I look back to see my roommate face. When I look back, I'll never forget his face. His face was like, I was like, why you look so mad? I ain't paying no attention. We get down the steps. We get out the building. We go eat the spaghetti. We smash the spaghetti. Now it's time to leave. We're coming back. I get in the building. As soon as I get ready to go up the steps, I look. I see my roommate just standing by the steps. He's standing under the camera like this. I get right there up by the steps. I was like, he was like, right before I could say anything, he was like, where the police at, bro? I was like, and the police back there. I was like, man, what's up? What you about to do, man? He was like, I ain't about to do nothing, man. He was like, you show the police back there? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, yeah. I was like, bro, look, don't do nothing stupid, bro. He was like, man, look. As I was saying that, he was like, watch out, Weezy. I was like, when I did like this, man, the dude was coming up the steps. The dude he fought was coming up the steps. When I kind of weaved out the way, he was like, and dude lifted his head up to get to the top part of the steps. As soon as he lifted his head up, the punch was already coming. He was like,
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.